Right now at noon, Joplin officials talk about the challenges behind developing the new 78-acre Prospect Village.
And after overnight storms and a cloudy start to the day, we are drying out and clearing out. We'll tell you how long this nice weather is going to last coming up.
Plus, a warning for anyone headed to a river or lake hit by storms last month. You could find debris in your wake.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Family and friends paid their final respects to Davy and Natalie Lloyd yesterday in Neosho, Missouri. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Snowy. The pair had worked as missionaries for just over a year, serving for the group Missions in Haiti. Less than 2 weeks ago, gang violence in Haiti took the life of the young couple. The Lloyds were laid to rest yesterday at the Bible Holiness Assembly Church, the same church they were married in. Natalie Elizabeth Lloyd is the daughter of Missouri Representative Ben Baker. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
We had a cloudy start to the day. We had strong to severe thunderstorms overnight. Those cleared out. Didn't take the clouds with them right away, but we did begin to clear out. Sunny skies have begun to roll through the area. So this is a MoDOT camera 30-second range line, of course, from this morning. Cloudy, dreary a bit out there. Our camera on the Cornell complex kind of showing the same thing. It did take a minute for those clouds to clear out this morning, but thankfully they did eventually do so. Yesterday, a little warmer out there. We started at 65, made it up to 87, so a bit above where we're supposed to be for this time of year. Our average high, again, 83. We're going to be relatively average over the next few days out there, but as you can see, going back behind, we were below average on Monday, only into the low 70s. We even have some additional below average days out there as well. We'll talk about that in just a moment. As we head through the rest of today, again, clear skies out there. Temperatures eventually falling back to the mid-60s around midnight, and we'll hold on to these clear skies and pleasant conditions for a little while. We do have more thunderstorm chances on the way. We'll have details on that in the full forecast here in a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Well, the Joplin City Council approves the first reading of a proposed multi-use complex. But as KOAM's Amber Jenkins shows us, there's still questions to be answered about the project.
Prospect Village is a $375 million complex proposal with plans for housing, indoor arenas, and a grocery store located east of Rangeline Road and south of 20th Street in Joplin. The City Council approved a development agreement with Wusana Real Estate during the first reading. 2 more proposal council readings concerning tax increment financing are planned before the project moves on to the next step.
To gain final approval, a TIF plan will need to be developed and presented to the TIF Commission, which is an opportunity for the public to hear at a public hearing the details of the development plan.
The project developer, Woodside Real Estate, is already working on projects in Joplin like 32nd Place. Edwards say funding from the private sector will assist with tax increment financing.
There are a number of incentives, public incentives, that are being considered. 2 of them would be CID, so 2 CIDs, which is an additional sales tax increment to help fund infrastructure within the development. And the third incentive is TIF, which is tax increment financing. It's not a tax abatement, nor is it a tax increase, but it does help finance a project of this magnitude.
City officials say the proposed project site needs to be developed because of possible contamination. They say part of their due diligence is making sure the site meets environmental standards.
Extremely challenging piece of property to develop. The EPA has had that property under monitoring, and there's a need for remediation there to make the site safe. The developer's committed to having a safe development, and we'll have to work closely with the EPA to make sure that all those standards are satisfied.
This takes a lifeless piece of property and turns it into something that benefits the whole community, brings in outsiders, that fills up our hotels, fills up our restaurants, and that generates a lot of extra sales tax for the city.
The Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce, along with others in the community, are expecting more information at future City Council meetings.
There's a lot of questions that remain to be answered. Number one, how big is the sports complex going to be? How much utilization will the average public be able to just go in and, for example, will there be a walking trail inside?
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
A second reading of the TIF will happen at the next City Council meeting on June 17th. Well, people who want to express opinions concerning a US 69 study in Crawford County should submit them soon. KDOT is reminding the public they have just under 2 weeks to participate in an online study survey on the topic. The project is a corridor study to evaluate the current and future needs of the highway. KDOT has also conducted some public hearings to discuss the highway proposal. The department is asking residents what they see as an issue or non-issue. You can participate in the online survey until June 17th. Just go to KOAMnewsnow.com for information. The Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety announces nominations for Highway Safety and Traffic Awards. The nominations are open to individuals, organizations, and events to be recognized for efforts in making Missouri's roads safer, with the ultimate goal of 0 fatalities in the Show Me state. We've provided a link on our website for a complete list of categories and more information. Winners will be recognized at the Missouri Show Me Zero conference in Columbia at the end of September. And the Show Me State is looking for individuals and organizations that make significant efforts to care for trees in their communities. Nominations for the 2024 Missouri Arbor Award of Excellence are open. We've provided a link on our website for more information, including prize description if you have a nomination in mind. Nominations are due by Monday, July 15th. Well, a warning for anyone going to streams and lakes hit by storms last month. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says boating could be dangerous, especially at a couple of North Arkansas lakes because of debris. Hayden Savage reports.
When the temperatures warm up, many take to the lake to cool off.
We love seeing folks come out here and enjoy the resources that are available to them, but we want them to go home at the end of the weekend.
And after last month's tornadoes, those on the lake need to be careful of what might be in the water with them.
There's obviously going to be a fair amount of debris in the lake. That can be both natural and man-made. We had reports of damaged boat docks. Of course, we had tree limbs and trees in the lakes.
The Corps said last Sunday's storm strung abandoned boats, debris from marinas and homes, and natural debris across parts of the lakes, which some boaters moved ashore.
We've heard reports of folks taking upon themselves to get things out of the lake and at least pulled up to the shoreline.
And Edwards said that is something boaters can do if they do it safely. But if it's something too large or dangerous to move, call the Corps.
Let us come out there and take care of those things. With the events that we've had the last couple of weeks, we've been getting some of those phone calls.
Now, a week after the storms, most of the debris has been removed, but it's always a good idea to be on the lookout for pieces that might have just resurfaced or haven't been found yet.
A lot of times, the obstructions will be right at the water surface, hard to see a lot of times, and so we encourage to have a spotter looking out for those things.
And on top of wearing life jackets, if you're boating, make sure your kill switch is working.
If people have those kill switches not only hooked up to themselves, but hooked up properly to their boat, and in the event that they get thrown overboard, that kill switch is gonna kill your engine.
Also, if you're out boating on any lake, it's always much safer when you do it in the daylight. You have a better chance to spot debris before it's too late. Well, coming up, friends and families and neighbors joined forces to help clean up parts of Joplin. And later, we're making engagement chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, the city of Joplin hosted a downtown clean team event yesterday evening. Folks with an hour to spare came out to the Joplin Avenue Coffee Company to help clean up around the area. The event, sponsored by the Downtown Joplin Alliance, encourages people to take pride in their city.
It's just a group of volunteers from our community, both from the downtown community and Joplin at large, that come downtown to different areas just to clean up our downtown area. We meet the first Tuesday and the third Saturday of the month, Tuesday in the evening and Saturday in the morning, again, just so that we can try and keep our city clean.
The clean team meets at different locations each time in order to stay on top of the entire district. The Miami Civic Center is hosting the Miami Summer Recreational Program for the month of June. Kids ages 5 to 12 can participate in summer activities, including trips to the Miami Municipal Pool and Splash Pad. It's a way for kids to spend their summer days engaging in some summer fun without the use of screens.
Extremely important to offer free programs like this to our children and to our parents, especially those that have lower incomes and things like that. We don't ever want any child to be left behind. So it's very important that kids stay active in the summertime and not behind a cell phone or behind a TV.
The summer program will be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Monday through Friday for the rest of the month. Still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Today, we've got a recipe that's so engaging, one bite is all it'll take for you to fall in love.
And we've got additional thunderstorm chances as we head into the weekend, but not before we have pleasant conditions first. Latest on your forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So again, we had those strong to severe thunderstorms last night across the area. Thankfully, nothing significant, but nonetheless, still a loud evening out there. Then we had a cloudy start to the day. Those clouds, though, gradually clearing from west to east. Sunnier skies on the horizon for us, and all that thunderstorm activity, that is all that is left of it as it from this morning as it continued to shift across parts of western and central Arkansas after again bringing us those thunderstorms last night. The future track is completely clear. We are going to be relatively pleasant and we're going to stay warm, and we're going to stay this way for at least the next couple of days. And then we've got more shower and thunderstorm chances, and that's what we're going to discuss here in just a moment. First, the rest of today, again, highs low 80s. Some of us still may be upper 70s, but there are going to be a lot more 80-degree readings out there at those clearing skies, and that north wind continuing at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We head into this evening. Clear skies out there overnight tonight. A little bit cooler, though. In fact, just a wee bit below average. We fall back in the low 60s. Winds will be calm. And even though it's not the wintertime, this principle still applies. We have no clouds, so any warming we get, we do lose. But because it's still so cool, we're going to even see some folks could fall back into the upper 50s for lows tonight. So a bit chilly for this time of year. Not so chilly, though, tomorrow. Again, low to mid 80s across the area, and we'll have mostly clear skies, so maybe a stray cloud or two. And that north breeze returns again at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Then, as we look down the road, most of our Friday looks great. In fact, we look great for the most part between now and Friday night. Now, at this point, if you've got plans Friday, we're still looking at any activity to be a little later in the day, at least after sunset. So daytime plans are fine for Friday. Your evening plans, though, might want to check on, as we've got thunderstorms starting to work into the area as we go into the weekend. Now, some good news at this point, there's nothing in the forecast data screaming severe weather. It's not to say there might not be a strong storm or two, but nothing is just standing out as any kind of significant severe event. What is standing out is all of this. These darker colors and the bright colors here, the yellows and those oranges, indicate the possibility of very heavy rainfall. Right now, our biggest concern with thunderstorms as we head into the weekend is going to be for the possibility of flooding across the area. So that's something we want to watch closely. Here we are at Saturday's morning. Showers, thunderstorms, a little more scattered through the day Saturday, but they will return by the evening out there. And as we go through our Sunday, overnight Saturday into Sunday morning, more heavy rain. That's what those colors are indicating, and that's why at this point we are watching the possibility of a few flooding concerns. We'll get a bit of a pause in the activity to start our Monday, and then shower and thunderstorm chances will begin to return by Monday afternoon. So between here and there, though, not bad. Low to mid 80s again tomorrow, mid upper 80s Friday. Mostly clear skies for the majority of the day until we get those thunderstorm chances in here by late evening, and they will continue all the way through at least Monday. But some forecast data is suggesting, and it's still far out, that we might see some additional showers and storms on Tuesday. But right now, at least most of the information says Tuesday is going to be pretty decent. We'll also stay warm through the weekend, but by Tuesday, regardless, rain or not, temperatures looking to fall a bit below average into the mid-70s, but then we'll turn around and warm right back up for the second half of next week.
Well, stick around. We're making engagement chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Well, today's Mr. Food recipe is a dish so engaging that one bite is all it'll take to make you fall in love. Howard is showing us how to make engagement chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Here in the test kitchen, we love when recipes have quirky stories behind them. As a matter of fact, the chicken we're making today is said to be so good that when a young lady makes it for her boyfriend, he's often so impressed with it, he'll propose. Now, we can't guarantee those results every time, but we can assure you that it's downright tasty. So let me show you how easy this goes together. All we do is place a whole roasting chicken in a pan and slather it with olive oil mixed with a few seasonings. After it's coated, we stuff it with a few sprigs of fresh rosemary and some lemon. Then, to make sure it's packed with lots of flavor, we squeeze fresh lemon juice all over it and finish it with a splash of white wine. Then all we have to do is pop it in the oven for about an hour and a half until the outside is crispy and the juices run clear. And when you serve this garnished with even more rosemary and a few roasted potatoes, you can bet everyone's gonna fall in love. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for our engagement chicken. And after you make this, just maybe that someone special will pop the question before dessert. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, hoping you find this as engaging as we did. And if you do, we bet there will be lots of, ooh, it's so good.
Well, you can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, again, clear skies heading into this afternoon, looking pretty good out there. We'll stay warm and dry all the way through most of Friday. By Friday night, again, those thunderstorm chances return, and those will continue through at least Monday. And again, our biggest concern this weekend right now, watching the possibility of some flooding, and we'll have an opportunity to dry out once again as we head into the second half of next week.
Well, a few nice days ahead of us is always great to hear.
You bet. We need a chance to dry out.
We certainly do. What do you have for us tonight, Dow?
Lots coming up at 5 for starters. With concerns growing about avian flu, there's renewed focus on a vaccine. Scientists are now working on the research and say the virus is showing signs of mutating as it spreads from cows to dairy workers. Plus, Access Family Care in Joplin is helping support disaster recovery efforts in Enid, Oklahoma, by handing over a mobile medical unit after that town was severely damaged during a storm. And the city of Weir, Kansas is coming up with a temporary solution for residents having issues with trash pickup services. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up today. KOAM News at 5.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dow. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5. Until then, have a great rest of your day.